458. Thanks. You are here. That's what we need. 458, we're that way, staterooms. Okay, we're here. Going down here, I guess, huh? To 405. Wow. He isn't kidding either.
I can't find my way back.
It is amazing.
I need a GPS. I have to turn my phone on.
You're pretty close. You're just
The foot is probably on the end.
I don't know if there is an end.
How many steps?
This is a big ship, dear. Ice vending machine. Well, at least it's better lit in our area.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I like it.
Well, if you chased the ghost through
Yeah,
here,
like 30
you'd be
minutes.
winded by the time you caught up with them.
You live 30 minutes to get out from here.
Smells like a skunk, doesn't it?
No, it's just on my phone.
Yeah. 55. We're 57 to 461.
What was that?
That ain't right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, folks.
Did you need help with the record?
458, I believe.
Oh, that's on this side there.
That's on.
This is the odd.
This is the odds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right across.
Those are even.
Yeah, right across. Even that side. Okay.
Yeah. Wow, isn't this beautiful?
Yeah. 458. Right here.
That's 456. It sure is.
There's a hole underneath it.
A whole what?
Did you see the news about how easy they can open that? They just put that thing under you.
No, we have the other side of the ship has the view of, but all you get is one. You get one little port, you know. We're on the. Well, that's the maze over there, the haunted house maze.
We arrived at the Queen Mary on Halloween with the intention of participating in the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor commercial haunted house exhibit. This is something that I would not recommend, having gone through it. There were hordes of people. They inspected everything to the T. I even had to open my contact case to show them that I wasn't carrying crack in. And basically, the exhibits were just not all that scary. The tour guides also tell me that the real paranormal activity falls off dramatically within the first 2 weeks after the Dark Harbor event. This is probably due to the large amount of EMF activity that they're pumping into the place with their strobe lights and stuff. Pretty much everybody has heard of the Queen Mary. It's a huge ship, larger than the Titanic was, and the total owners of it are fully aware of the reports of paranormal activity, ghosts, and whatnot that are on board and have taken full advantage of it, offering many different ghost tours at and expense. Some good, some not so good. You'll see evidence of that later on.
What was that one?
There is a baby, that they heard baby crying.
Our room was B458, not necessarily billed as one of the haunted rooms, but I wanted to be on B deck and as close to B340 as I could get. As it turned out, we were actually all the way down the hall from it. I set up an array of equipment consisting of a surveillance DVR and 3 tripoded hardwired infrared cameras. 2 of the cameras could swap from infrared to broad spectrum. The third one was locked down completely into infrared. At 9:59 a.m. on that first night morning period, the ProNav millimeter went off. This was our first indication that there was at least some paranormal activity on the ship.
So this is Shaft Alley, I believe. I'm gonna walk back up here. Somewhere in this area is where the young man got squashed to death. 1967, if I recall correctly. This is where he got killed, Shaft Alley. Probably in this door right here. There are some other people down here with us, so any strange noises is not necessarily activity. To make it light up, I'd appreciate it. Nothing, huh? Says right where you were crushed to death. I don't know, were you playing chicken? That's what they say.
Stupid chicken.
You're just not moving too slow and got your little head crushed? So we're now leaving Shaft Alley. That's the term of it, where this 18-year-old kid got crushed back in 1960s. Through that door right there. Going on up the escalator, where people report sometimes they've turned around and they've seen this young kid standing behind them.
There's nobody.
This is the escalator going back down to Shaft Alley. It's no longer running here on the Queen Mary, but when it did run, this is a very strong source of EMF. EMF detector still doing nothing. I'd like to know what your name is.
You
Got
can work in this ship?
Pretty good hit going on there. So were you the guy that got crushed? Did you get crushed in the door? Are you male? That's a good little hit. Can you make all the lights solid, please? Make them all solid.
Please.
Can you hold them as solid, please? Can you make all the lights solid, please? That's a nice try there, but that didn't work. Can you turn the red light on? The red light, you have to get right near the detector in order to turn it. There you go. Thank you. That was very nice of you.
No picture?
Well, I'm taking a picture with the infrared, so you shouldn't worry about her taking a picture. Go ahead. Can you make them red again? Can you make the lights red again, please? It's interesting. Maybe it's something on the wall that it's reacting to. Can you get near the unit and make it go off there? Can you make the lights red? Can you make the lights solid, please? Can you make it red? Nothing on that. Okay, I turned it back. Are you still there? Can you make the light solid, please? Can you make the device go red? Can you turn the red light on, please? Nothing now.
Yeah.
Nothing. Well, because somebody else walked by. Does that bother you when other people are around? Because she's going the other direction. Maybe she took off at whatever it is, chasing the people around. That's what it is. So it's on another person that took off. Because now there's absolutely nothing here. Nothing. Can you come back? We're back here still. Can you make the red light turn on? Nothing. Now there's nothing there at all.
This activity was very hard to isolate on the DVR. First of all, going through 90 hours of surveillance tape alone took several months of my spare time. Anyone who uses a surveillance DVR in the capture of paranormal activity knows that the fastest that you can review a tape is 4 times. Faster than that, you're going to skip past any activity that's captured. People sometimes ask me, how come they don't capture paranormal activity in these places where they run constant surveillance? Well, they might very well do it, but there has to be someone to surveil the tape later on and see if there's anything there, and nobody's willing to do that. Most activity travels really fast and can only be captured on a few frames of a DVR footage, with the DVR running at 30 frames per second. With the DVR footage slowed down to 5% of its original speed and zoomed in, you can see the full effects of this purplish cloud anomaly as it passed through the room. We can also see that the DVR software tries to square some of the borders off as it tries to make sense of it. When I first found these images on the surveillance unit, I thought that it was probably a camera malfunction. But then all 3 cameras picked it up, so not all 3 cameras could be malfunctioning at the same time. It's not typical pixelation like we would normally see on, say, a television that's losing its frequency. More like a disruption of some kind. That, like computers, the DVR must have some kind of a video card, and maybe it was going out. But when the disruption crosses in front of camera number 2, which is locked down into infrared, we don't see the color spectrum, and that eliminates a video card problem. So that leaves something like a bad sector on the hard drive itself. If the DVR records the different tracks on the same sector, we would not see the time differentiation between disruptions that is apparent. Different tracks to different sectors, then we would have multiple sectors bad, and the hard drive basically would malfunction completely during this time period. Judging from the DVR counters, it appears that whatever this was came in through the bathroom, engulfed camera 3, then cam 2, then cam 1, then pulled away from cam 1 far enough so that it could be photographed before leaving the room. I have no idea what this was, nor do I know why it would go about enveloping the cameras. Perhaps an intelligent curiosity, or maybe just in fulfillment of the popular theory that it was checking to see if there was some energy source in the electronic apparatus that could be pirated. 5 hours and 40 minutes later, another light anomaly passes through the room. In this room, the porthole was closed, the drapes were drawn, and there was no external light source. I have no idea what this was, except that I did notice that it occurred about the same time that the millimeter had gone off on the first night. We also recorded an oscillating orb passing through the room. Out of the thousands of dust orbs that we recorded, this is the only oscillating orb that was picked up. For comparison, here are normal dust orbs that were captured. Notice that they appear solid, do not appear to blink on and off in a form of oscillation. There are many pay-for-ghost tours on the Queen Mary. This particular one is given by Erica. I believe her last name is Frost. She gives a beginner's tour, and if you're not used to going on ghost hunts, this is probably one that you'd want to take to get you acclimated to sitting in dark areas by yourself or with other people around that you're not familiar with. If you have some experience under your belt, you may want to pass on this one. The first thing that she's going to do is ask everybody to download ghost apps on their cell phone and take out a bunch of mini-mag flashlights and show people how to set them so that they can respond, which basically is nothing but a parlor trick. When I see people around me coming out with cell phones with ghost apps on them, I try to put as much distance between myself as them, as I'm pretty certain that they are nothing more than random name generators with a little bit of an EMF collector attached to the unit.
Well, last chance, can you make the detector go off for me? And I'll get something else out.
They're done.
Take a good look at this guy. This is Thomas. If you're an experienced investigator, this is the guy that you want leading your tour. Thomas is one of the conductors for the ghost hunt that first meets at dinner at Sir Winston's. I understand he also has to do other hunts, including the really funky Ghost and Legends tour that I recommend that you don't take. But I can tell you what, if you can get this guy alone, he knows everything about this ship that there is to know. He knows where every person died at. He knows all the history of the POWs and all of the transports that happened in the military, everything that's recorded.
I also put a lighting device. You may know it as a torch. Oh, there's a flashlight under the red wheel on the casement here, port side turbine. If you've used it before, you can do it again.
She gets it.
Anyone here?
You get 3.
Welsh greaser?
There you go.
Yeah,
Sir, are you here?
we got some K2 readings now.
Okay.
Come on, make it thread. Full one.
Eh,
Here. Here you
Scottish
go.
engineer?
Scottish?
Is this a crew member?
Yeah.
Is there? Who was that? Is that one of us?
Make it red, please.
Hello?
Are you a Scottish engineer?
Is there a crew member in here? We can't see you. Do something. Former military? You travel on the ship?
I don't feel good.
Huh?
I don't feel good. I
You
can't
alright?
breathe.
You alright?
That's odd. Never did that before.
Is there a military personnel here from New Zealand? Anyone here from New Zealand?
Does it hate me or what?
Hello?
It's hot.
I have the lighting device here. If you've used it, you can turn.
feeling good. I'm sweating.
That sounds like a door. That could be some-
Sit down. Bring some water.
All right.
Clean the floor and lock.
Thank you. Leave me alone.
Just set it down there. It's all right. Just set it there.
I was here the other night, someone turned on the light. Can you do it again? There's
Yeah.
more than one of you.
I'm
Can you
sweating.
do it? Take
Are you gonna be all right?
pause.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at this.
He's really there.
Meters are going off?
Yeah, all the way into red.
Yeah.
Over here, can you affect the lighting device onto this red wheel right here?
Go over there.
Light it up.
Leave my wife alone here, all right? You can just back
The
up.
front of this light will light up,
Okay, I will
and that
go
will be
where
a signal to us.
he hates me.
Can you turn the light on, please?
Turn the light on.
Over here where I'm standing.
We've witnessed that a couple of times at other
Can you
places.
affect it?
Oh, wow, it just went off again.
Wow, check that out. Wow.
Okay, not me.
There is no electricity in here, folks. This picks up current, electromagnetic frequency from current. There is no current in here.
I'm getting really warm. Is anybody else?
Are you okay?
My wife isn't feeling well. Yeah, she's getting really hot.
You get current from the fire alarm, man.
You're okay.
It won't. I can walk the meter up there and show you how far it will go from the lines, from detecting the lines. You got a 60 feet radius from a normal transmission line outside of your house.
What's going on?
In order to go into the red, you have to put it right near a wall socket in your home.
Okay.
Are you
It's all right. I know you're there.
John, are you here? Is this you, John?
Surprise.
John, you know how to turn on the light. If you're here, turn it on, please.
You go ahead, turn on the light, John. I know you can do it. Turn on the light. Show us you can turn on the light. Do some electric
Turn that light
manipulation.
over there.
Standing right next to it, you know where I put it. Or is this the Scottish engineer?
Jesse, you feel
Sir, if you want us to leave, turn on the light and we'll get out. I prefer to ask questions, but if you just want us to leave, how about seeing the light go on?
Yeah, it took off. It's
Or
not
make a
doing it
big
now.
bang or do something. Can you give us
Ah,
a
there we
sign?
go.
Oh, there we go again.
Wow.
Wow. Again.
That's good. Can you make it solid? Can you make the light solid? You can do both meters at once. Can you do both of them? Because it's just hitting the one
I
here.
gotta get a cake too.
You don't touch it.
Has
Yep.
anybody
You okay now?
encountered any temperature change other than I'm
Still a
getting
little
mine.
And my wife, yeah, she had to take her coat off.
Anybody else?
I'm all right.
Cold? Any cold
Wow,
spots?
there it goes.
There we go again.
It's pretty
Look at
hot.
that. Isn't that, check that out. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow, both of them then.
What about this flashlight? If you don't like
All
that
right, you're gonna
one,
drop that down there, and I don't want to pay the $8. Yeah, so you just hold on to it.
I've lost
Okay.
3.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know. Going once, you light it up. Going twice.
What?
Oh, whoa.
Turn on the light for us, please. Physically turn on one of these lights in here.
oh,
Show
you're
us that you
very
can do it.
good. You can turn the
All you have to
light
do is
on.
get near the switch.
That's all you can do.
I'm gesturing to it.
Michael and John. Come on, Mike. It's fun to
I
Mike.
don't know.
You're getting like
Wow.
spikes, just
No
minor
joke.
spikes.
Yeah. It's across both of them now.
It's really warm right now.
Well, they should both be going off.
Yeah.
It's very unusual for one to go off when they're right next to each other. I mean, the
Right.
field has to be very condensed, very small.
Well, thank you, whoever this is. We're gonna move on now.
Oh, yeah.
John,
Oh,
if it's
you got a big reading on that. I liked it. Liked being thanked.
Uh-huh.
Come on up to the floor.
Wow.
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 No, let's go to the pool.
Yeah, she wants to get out of here now.
I want to get out of here.
She knows.
Here we go.
Come on. Again.
Went off when you first got there?
The only thing that happened that was unusual in the first class swimming pool area was that I went into the dressing room area with both a camcorder and an audio device in order to try to capture an EVP session. But upon walking in, both devices failed to function as soon as I entered the doorway. Now I know that there's rumors that there's some kind of a vortex here that basically covers the spatial space and time. I'm not certain that I buy into that, but I would say that having two devices malfunction at exactly the same moment was definitely an oddity.
They decided to take a photograph. They had everybody stand up this staircase and down this side, and the photographer went up there with the lady standing to take the pictures. Took several pictures. In one of the photographs, a little girl was seen standing down here at the bottom of the stairs. And they were, little girls don't work for Boeing. Or Sarah, or anybody. Jackie, one last chance. How about if you turn on that light? I'm wondering if you're okay. Young lady?
Yeah. They took the plaques off. These two rooms, this is the room of the activity, and they never rent it out. Did you see that?
Is there anything in there?
Oh my gosh, it was you. You so scared me.
Old door, we're going through that one, the split door. The other door, the door frame's broken.
'Cause they broke
and the key
in.
doesn't work. And actually, the vent here on this door has been pulled off. The one on the other side's missing completely. It's gone. So,
What are they trying to get?
in.
Hello. Anybody here?
Oh, you feel something in here.
It's original. This is the original.
Feel the heat?
It's hot. Definitely hot.
Toys up there. Sorry.
So, this is hard to describe, and if you're not staying on board, please
I'm
don't
sorry.
think of this as one of our finest rooms. It's leftover furniture, some of it's broken, it's just been put in here to give you an idea. When I talk to them, I say, have you seen anything? They're like, no, and they walk right away from me. It's like, well, I've seen something.
Yeah.
But we've had, it doesn't, no rhyme or reason a lot of times. Things that can happen in your room. You wake up in the middle of the night and it's so cold you can see your breath. And then a few minutes later it's warm. The cover's flying off. Occasionally people, she kind of tried to shake it off and it just wasn't there. So she thought it was a dream. Next day she tells her husband. I went to sleep, the mother was up, she was reading. She said she just looked over because the bathroom door opened. So she stared at it and she said about a minute later the shower went on. She just sat there. And a minute later, the shower went off and the bathroom door closed.
So in conclusion, what kind of a rating did we give the Queen Mary? Well, regarding the ship, there are areas which are highly active and the owners are well aware of it, so we have to give the entire ship a high and consistent rating. In regards to our own private space, room B458, we neither encountered nor felt anything during our entire visit. Any evidence captured was captured through electronic apparatus, and was mostly captured over 1 night out of 5 nights. For that reason, we would have to give our room a moderate and sporadic rating.